Three claps. Here we go. It is the Brothers Geek Out podcast, guys. It's Kibbs here. I hope you guys have been well and safe. I have a special guest on the show today. We have Aaron J. Watches on, finally. And I missed out the J the first time, but how are you, bro?
I'm good, buddy. I'm good. I'm all good. I'm happy to be here. It's been a long time coming. I feel like we've been talking about doing this for about a year, maybe even longer now, actually, thinking about it. Trying to match up schedules. But yeah, it's good to be here, Kib.
No, thank you, bro. Honestly, I know how hard it is to try and get time just to get time for yourself, but just to get to do some cool things in the process as well. Recently, you did something cool as well. You were at the Wonka screening. How did you find that, bro?
Yeah, the Wonka screening, I must say, like, not to say like other companies don't do it as well, but WB do like to look after you. Like Warner Brothers screenings are always so good, and there's always so much free alcohol on display and free drinks. Like Warner knows their audience; they know what us film guys like to have, so it's always good. But yeah, the Wonka screening was great. It was just a really nice experience, and I've done a couple now, and this is we've done quite a few. I like to take my other half as well, just to kind of show her what it's like, and to show
Oh yeah,
show
of course, of course,
the
of course.
world that she doesn't really understand. I'm always interested in, to be fair.
No, that's great. That's great. Look, I haven't seen the movie yet myself, but what's your thoughts on it? What did you think?
Yeah, overall very good. I did forget it was a musical. That's not a spoiler, but I did forget it was a musical going into it. But yeah, very like whimsical, very like magical, and definitely kind of like the festive film of the year. I think I feel like this Christmas that'll be the big box office smash because it appeals to a broad audience, and it's good for families as well. So yeah, I would say definitely check it out.
So, I mean, I mean, I don't like doing scores, but like, I mean, did you have a good time there? Did you enjoy it? Sorry, bro, can you hear me?
Oh, say that again, Kim. I lost you slightly, mate.
Oh,
yeah,
right. Yeah, no,
so
I was going to say,
so slightly.
That's all right. Did you enjoy the movie yourself?
Oh, yeah, the movie itself was really good. How's it going again? Wait, hold on. I'm going to stop talking for 2 seconds so you know where to cut.
Hold on. What's happening there? Technical difficulties. Can you hear me now, bro?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no. So as I was saying, like, what did you enjoy the movie yourself?
Yeah. The movie itself was really good. I mean, I want to go back and watch it. But yeah, it was really good film in itself.
Okay, cool. I'm looking forward to it. I'm hopefully gonna catch it on my birthday weekend, and yeah, definitely looking forward to it. I'm a big fan of the original. I mean, for people that are going in who adore the original, do you feel like it did justice? Because it's almost like an origin story, right?
Yeah, definitely does it justice. I think more so than like the Johnny Depp kind of remake one did. I feel like this captures the kind of essence that they had in the Gene Wilder one. Definitely more so, and I think growing up watching that as well was always key. But yeah, this film definitely kind of feels more like the original in that respect, and definitely in the sense of like just the sheer kind of like wonder of the film, if that makes sense. And kind of like magical elements and what Roald Dahl does within his books is kind of put across on the screen as well.
Oh, that's nice. That's awesome. Bro, like you're in the movie world. You love your movies, and we always conversate over TikTok. And guys, make sure you follow him on TikTok. The links are in my description. We're gonna do the plugins after, but just to say, follow. He picks some great movies. You did the Christmas run. You're still doing the Christmas run at the moment?
Still doing the Christmas run. Yeah, I was trying to do 365 films this year. I must say, I think I am going to miss that ever so slightly. As you know, time just gets away from you, and you just run out of time to watch that many films. I've made a good dent. I think I'm on about 280.
That's amazing.
So I feel like we could get there. We could get there, and then with the Christmas run, like I'm a big Christmas guy anyway. So there's always like great Christmas films out there. Same with like the Halloween period and stuff like that. It's always nice to have themes around.
Of course, definitely, man. It gives it that extra buzz, and you get creative because you probably be putting movies on your list where you're like, oh, I didn't really think that was a Christmas movie. I mean, I still have the debate with my brothers about Die Hard, and I'm like, nah, that's a Christmas movie, bro.
No, yeah, 100%, mate, 100% a Christmas film. My big argument one is like American Psycho. That is a Christmas film. because
Yes,
it's set at
yes.
Christmas time, so that is a Christmas film, 100%.
Oh my God, I completely forgot about that. Like, man, for real, you're right. That is a Christmas film. Uh, 2023, bro. We've had a lot of movies come out, and we've been flooded with a lot of stuff. You got a couple of favorites that stick out to you?
Yeah, definitely. I think from this year so far, well, Oppenheimer is still up there. I feel like whatever Nolan does, whatever Nolan touches, will always be great. I feel
Yeah.
like he is the key reasons why I have such a big key interest in films. I think seeing
Mm-hmm.
early work when I was earlier has been like a key kind of influence into like my movie watching abilities.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say Oppenheimer definitely. I mean, Across the Spider Verse was amazing just from like an artistic kind of standpoint. I think the animation style is so good in that film, and just the overall storytelling as well is absolutely
Mm.
fantastic. And then I definitely put like one of the weirdest ones in my top brackets are so like definitely Missing. I don't know if you checked out Missing. Missing kind of
Yes, I
went under
did.
the radar.
Yeah,
Slightly.
it
Yeah,
did. I did.
that
Yeah.
that that is making the top 10 at the moment, and I think it's
Oh
definitely one
wow.
that people may have missed, but definitely need to check out. I think it just grips you so well, just from such a basic concept,
Yeah.
but it's just so gripping as well at the same time. And then also, I'd say probably within that, like the creator was so good. I know people
Mm.
had issues with like some of the story, but just from the visual aspect and from like a soundboard aspect as well. So like
Mm.
the score stuff, it was just absolutely fantastic to watch on like a massive screen, and I just can't wait to own that on a 4K disc.
Bro, that's my favorite film this year. As much as I
Is it
love
actually?
Oppenheimer,
Yeah.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Oppenheimer,
Mm.
I don't know what it is about the creator, but it really did something to me. I don't know what
Mm.
it is. It's that cinema going experience, but something original as well, bro.
Yeah.
What Gareth Andrews did in this one? Gareth Andrews or Gareth Edwards? Ooh, hold up. I don't want to be
I think
that.
it's Edwards, isn't it? I think it's Edwards.
Ooh, I'm gonna get myself in trouble there. Gareth Edwards. Gareth Edwards. Uh yes, it is Gareth Edwards. My
Gareth Edwards,
apologies.
yeah.
Uh But
Yeah.
what he did there was amazing, bro. Like, the look of it, bro. And you heard about
Mm.
the budget, compare
Yeah.
it to all the other, billion-dollar movies that came out.
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
seamless graphics, the soundtrack by Hans Zimmer. I do like the underlying story of what it was. I didn't really have any issues with it because it reminded me, and this is gonna make you laugh. Me and my brother were talking about this on the podcast the other day. It was like a modern day futuristic version of Eddie Murphy's Golden Child.
I guess I can see that. I can see where you're coming from. Yeah.
So we kind of saw it like that, and I was like, "Oh my god!" But you know what? Because it was an original script and an
Yeah.
original idea, the look of it was just stunning. And I've seen it a couple of times now, and it's like, oh my god! Like I really enjoyed it, bro. Like I love
Yeah.
movie making to an extent of how much they went from. Even watching the making and the cameras that
Mm.
he used on
Yeah,
set,
yeah.
you're like, they weren't even IMAX cameras. He was using like
No.
medium
Yeah.
format cameras on there, and you're like,
Yeah, almost like old school cinema cameras, isn't it? That's the thing. So, and
"That's
I think that's why it was so good, like you say, because it's got that almost like a 1980s 1990s sort of film to it, like feel to it in
yes."
terms of the scope and stuff, and then obviously yeah, just mixed in with like subtle bits of CGI, so it's not
Mm.
overpowering. And I think as well, just using real locations, I feel like real
Oh
locations in
yes.
films are just not used enough anymore, and that
No,
really does make a difference.
of course it does, bro. And then I think Nolan shows that in Oppenheimer,
Mm.
like having it done he wanted everything done for real. I want people to
Yeah.
believe that it's real. Like, there's a scene that they show when Killian Murphy's laying down in bed, and it has that famous track that everybody's using. And
Yes.
it
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
like they were using like drills, and like it was on a wire with
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, and like to get that on
Yeah.
film. And I'm like, this is insane. It's like the best
Yeah.
thing about movie making is like going right down to the basics. And it's like
I agreed. Yeah. Yeah.
we don't get that no more, bro. We don't get
No.
that special feeling when you watch a film.
No.
And like, don't get me wrong, bro. Like, I love all the superhero stuff,
Yeah. Yeah. Same. Yeah.
but the conversations have been is that they're not rewatchable no more. They're not,
Mm.
you can't compare like Marvel's phase 1 and 2 and 3 towards, what's happening 4 and going into 5. I
Yeah. Yeah.
wouldn't slap it on again. I end up watching, I think we watched My Cousin Vinny, Joe Pesci, the other day, and it just has that rewatchability
It
to it. And
does.
you're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Yeah. You're totally right.
movies don't seem to have that no more, I suppose. Do you feel like we're flooded not just with the superhero stuff, but we're flooded with too much content now?
I think so. I think some people always make an argument that there's nothing on at the cinema other than superhero films in that respect. But
Mm,
we do have like more exposure to it on streaming services. Like you get more films, but unfortunately, because you're getting more, sometimes you're not always getting the best quality in that
mm.
respect. And I think there is some missing. I think, for example, the other day, like I'd never seen A Few Good Men, and I watched that the other day for the first time, which is like one of those films that everyone always tells you to watch and you should watch. Just never got around to it. And I sat there thinking, like, you don't really get this anymore. You don't get those sort of like really powerful performances just from a film like
Mm.
that. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, Tom Cruise in that film is not the Tom Cruise we have today. Like
No.
that is a different kind of Tom Cruise acting style. And it's just so good. And I feel like you do miss that these days. And I think sometimes some films get written off because they're almost like too independent or too indie in
Hmm.
that respect. But
Yeah,
sometimes those sort of films are kind of get missed. But yeah, I think from a saturated point of view, what at the end of the day, what makes money? Big blockbusters. Those
mm,
sort of like drama-driven films don't make money. I think, for example, this year it's kind of a little bit different in the sense like Barbie and Oppenheimer making so much money. They're not like these big CGI punch fests. They are more of
that's
an
right.
in-depth story. You never
Yeah,
know. Like this could spark a kind of resurgence in that sort of film.
I hope it does, bro. I
Mm.
really hope it does because, like, you're talking about Barbie, you talk about Oppenheimer, you talk about the creator. They were fantastic films, bro, and each of them like are in my top 10 of
Yeah,
2023. Uh, I want more movies like that. I think Martin Scorsese's new one.
Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yes,
Yeah,
what an epic, bro.
yeah, 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 yeah.
You know what I mean? It's that's a large scale movie, man.
One
Like
hundred percent. Yeah.
amazing. Like I'm slowly coming back to movies that mean more to me now and
Mm.
rewatchability. And those are films that I know I can sit down and watch again.
Yeah.
And we've come to a point now where I feel like with the streaming services and everything else, like you're right, the big what's going to make money are the blockbuster movies, but then
Mm.
we're going to find special shows or movies on the streaming platforms. I mean,
Mm.
I still feel like probably in the start of this decade, 2020, the best film has been Everything Everywhere All at Once. For some
Yeah.
reason, that's originality, what they did in that. They gave us a bit of everything in that film, and I think
Yeah.
that's
100%.
that's
Yeah.
something where you could sit down and watch again. I mean, I don't know, it's hard, man. I'm finding it hard to pick out. Like, I mean, The Whale was good.
The Whale was good.
With
Yeah, the
Brett,
Whale
yeah,
was
Brett,
good.
that was early this year.
Yeah.
I know it came out end of
Yeah.
last year in the States. We're running a bit late. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, like I feel like we're coming to a point now. I'm hoping, as you said, that we have a resurgence, like we have new movies coming out that are going to be a
Yeah.
bit more creative and things like that. And I feel like we don't have to have those big, massive blockbusters because Oppenheimer and Barbie proved that.
Yeah.
You
You
know,
don't have to spend, close to 500 million on a film just to get it made. It's you can do
exactly.
it on a smaller budget in that respect.
Yeah, no, definitely, definitely. All right, bro. Listen, I know we have we're celebrating 20 years of a film that me and you
I
both
thought this
adore.
would come up.
Come
Yeah.
on, bro. How can I not talk about this with you? Now, Last Samurai
Yeah.
celebrates 20 years this year, and that's insane. That
That
makes
is
me feel
insane.
so old, bro. So old. I feel so old. And the thing is, I am old. But when did you discover that movie, bro?
Yeah, literally, probably when it was released on DVD. Now, not to make you feel any older than you need to, Kip, but when when that film came out, I was only 9 years of age.
My God. Yeah. Thanks, bro.
But yeah, no worries. I'm pretty sure. So I remember my parents buying it on like DVD. So I must have watched it around 10, 11. But I've watched it like I would say probably once a year since then. I just absolutely love that film. I don't know what it is about it. I think it's such a generally just a great story. I think it's acting performances. Once again, Cruz so good in it. Ken Watanabe so good in it.
Hmm.
Like just the overall cast is absolutely fantastic, and I think it's just a story that is just so kind of like almost like I don't know. It's just so important to have. I think, like, it's, you're from a cultural aspect of it. Like,
Hmm.
some people out there might know if they already follow me, but like, I have a big love of history. So like, history is always key for my like one of my movie watching. And from a historical standpoint, just watching that, like, it's such a good aspect of like a culture kind of rising. So you got obviously like the
Hmm.
Americanism of everything, and the American, the West trying to
Yeah.
Americanize the East, all this kind of stuff. And but then you've got like the simplicity of like the samurai culture still there, and that is the bit that you want. Like, you
Yeah.
don't want that Americanization bit. Like, when you're watching that film, you hate them the whole time, and all you want is a peaceful life of just living out in the middle of nowhere in the country, training with your mates with some samurai swords. Beautiful.
It is. It is. It's one of those underrated movies. I think it's grown. It's become well. It is a cult classic.
I
Tom
agree. I agree.
Cruise
I
need to
totally agree.
do. Tom
Yeah.
Cruise needs to bring himself. I need him to do more. I would like him to get back into roles like that because, as you said, A Few Good Men,
Mm.
uh, The Firm, The Last
Yeah.
Samurai. These are roles that were like completely different to the action-packed role that he plays. I mean, The Last Samurai has action in it, but just that, just acting, bro. You
Yeah.
know, his
I mean, Cruise
journey.
in that
Yeah,
film, right at the end, as he's like bowing before the Emperor, like after everything's happened, is like peak cinema, and just some of Tom Cruise's best acting I've ever seen in my
yeah,
entire life. It's so good.
100%, 100%. I didn't know he had it in him until I saw that film, because
Yeah.
when they said Last Samurai, Tom Cruise, I was like, oh no. But over the years, like as you said, the more I watch it, and same thing every year, twice, maybe three times,
Mm.
four, like 5 times. I love that. He The story of Katsumoto was the Last Samurai.
Mm.
It wasn't that it was given down to him. It was that the
No.
Last Samurai was Katsumoto when he passed away.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think people kind of got that wrong because they was like, oh, how's Tom Cruise the Last Samurai? It's like, no, he's
Yeah.
not.
No.
He
No.
was
No. No.
just
Yeah.
there on the journey
Yeah.
to share
Yeah. Yeah.
that story. And yes, he had a broken past and he was on the mend, which I love, bro. Like, we all go through it, and the mental health aspect of
Mm.
you know what we go through on a daily basis. It breaks you sometimes, and
Mm.
he took it upon himself to finally, he was a prisoner, yet didn't felt like he was a prisoner, and
No.
ended up healing himself in the process. And
Mm.
I think that's amazing because it takes you out of an environment that is putting a high amount of stress on you,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
completely going the opposite way to thinking, oh my God, I could live my life this way, so
Yeah.
peaceful, so
Yeah.
clean. Like,
Yeah.
so, they still have their traditions, they're so
Mm.
disciplined and like,
Mm.
but they're at peace. And I love that, bro. Absolutely love
Yeah.
that. Like, I
Yeah.
couldn't, I couldn't, I love this movie, man. And we
Yeah.
we both talk about it as well. I think I
Yeah.
reached out to Edward Zwick, the director, who
Yes.
did Legend of the Fall and stuff like that. And I'm
Yes. Yeah.
trying
Yeah.
to get him on the show, bro.
That would be quality. That would be so good.
I'm trying to get him on the show. Like, if there's anybody that I would love to talk to and talk about his visuals, uh, it's him, his storytelling, because the storytelling
Mm.
in that film is amazing, bro. Again,
Yes.
we like Christopher Nolan did Oppenheimer and did it in such a way that you we went through the torment of what Oppenheimer was
Mm.
going through,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
of
Yes.
that decision. And Edward did the same thing for Tom's character in The Last Samurai. And it's like, I want more storytelling movies like that
Yeah.
moving forward,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you want your audience to connect. And yeah, I don't know, man. Cinema's been a bit weird. I think this year's shown me the amount
Yeah.
of
I agree.
rubbish
Yeah.
that comes out.
Yeah.
And you're like, some movies are fun. Like, if they're meant to be fun, they're fun.
Yeah.
And you could tell, like, there has some movies come out this year where I'm like, okay, you could just enjoy it for what it is. I think,
Yeah.
what was the one that shocked me the most was Gran Turismo.
Yeah. That was so good. That had no right being that good, but I was
Yeah, bro.
so like into it the whole time. Like, I was like, this could be terrible. Like, you're trying to convince me, like, yeah, I know it happened in real life, but there's a bit of a difference from like the real life aspect to the movie aspect. But trying to sell that to an audience is strange, but it was just so good.
Very good. That, you know what? That's another underrated movie that came out this year, and I was like, oh my god, like where did this come from? Because before I went into that screening, and I'm not gonna say no names, a lot of people were like, this is gonna be shit. This is gonna be shit.
Yeah,
Blah
yeah,
blah. They've already put a downer on it, and I was like,
yeah, yeah,
why am I in this queue for? I just want.
yeah.
Usually, I just want to go in, watch the film, enjoy it for what it is, and then
Yeah,
come out. But I thoroughly enjoy it. Even the people next to me before the movie even started, they were like, "Shit, I'm wasting my time." I'm like,
yeah,
"Why did you come out for?"
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like,
What's the
it's
point?
really bad. Like, what's the point? Like, what are you supporting here? Like, if you're,
Yeah.
I don't know if you're an influencer or a reporter.
Mm.
I'm sorry, like press.
Yeah.
Uh, you've got to go out to the cinema with an open mind. As you said, like you
Yeah.
go out every Sunday, it's like church to you. You
Yeah,
go
yeah.
catch a movie, it's a religious thing for us because
Yeah.
it takes us away from the world that we're currently in. But
Mm.
I've never disrespected any movie or said anything. I'll enjoy it for what it is. If it's bad, it's
Yeah.
bad. It's not for me, stuff like that. But you know, I feel like it's becoming a bit toxic now. Even online, I've seen it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, how do you deal with the online stuff, bro, when you see stuff where you actually enjoyed it for the fun, but you're starting to see more hate for it? Like, how do you
Yeah,
do
it was interesting. I know you speak about this quite a lot, to be fair, like through
it?
your TikToks and stuff like that, and also on the podcast. But generally, I haven't seen too much of it. It was only till quite recently, about halfway through the year, I did like my, you know, where I'd place things halfway through so far, and like I
Mm,
had Fast X quite high up. Now I get Fast X is not going to be winning Oscars.
no,
Vin doesn't care about that. He's not after that. Like it is meant to be. Switch your brain off and go and enjoy yourself for 2.5
exactly.
hours. If
Yeah.
you're expecting like Citizen Kane when you walk into the cinema, you've got more issues that we need to talk about. Let's face it.
It's so true, bro. Like, I don't understand, but I mean, like, how did you react to it? Like, how did you
I
find it
think
at first?
I'm quite like a positive person. I generally try and
Mhm.
see the positives in most things in general. I try not to be ever negative.
Yeah.
And then like, I think I just respond in kindness or respond in like it's like I think I remember responding to that particular person like it's really not that deep. Like why are you getting that mad? Like there's no point. Like what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
But like yeah, I feel like if you destroy them with kindness, they're not going to come back at you with anything because all
No,
they're looking
no.
for is bite, and as soon as you bite, that's it. You're done.
There you go, guys. You heard it from
Yeah.
Aaron himself. That's how you deal with it. Honestly, with kindness, like kindness can go. I something happened to me early this year. I'm trying to remember what it was, and somebody attacked me. What did they attack me on? Oh, the Wes Anderson videos I was doing.
Oh yes, yes, I remember.
Yeah,
And then they were
yeah,
doing it. You could weren't doing it perfectly. And I was like, he's not Wes Anderson. Leave him alone. You
exactly.
can do it the way he wants to do it.
Like I was just having fun with it, and I was like, all right, like I was like, dude, like I can understand. I'm not Wes Anderson. I was just trying to capture
Yeah,
his style and what he's doing.
yeah,
And the same thing, I did the same thing you did, bro. Like react with kindness, and then he ended up following me after and said, you know what,
yeah.
I really enjoy your content, and that's amazing if you could flip somebody with kindness like that.
Yeah,
I think the problem is some people go online to just throw out
yeah,
negativity. I think
yeah,
mental
yeah.
health, I think is a everybody's battling,
Mm.
bro. Everybody's
Yeah,
battling,
yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
definitely.
so hard. Like I struggled a lot this year,
Mm,
and luckily getting to speak to my brother,
mm.
getting to speak to friends and family, speaking to you, just even a podcast is therapy for me, bro, because we
Yeah,
get to
no,
talk about
definitely.
things
Yeah,
we
yeah,
love.
yeah.
And like, and this is just because of the way of the world right now, bro. There's so much going on. Uh, and even with like, I was struggling thinking, do I continue this? I remember having a break and my brother took over for a little bit because I was like,
Mm.
the crisis of cost of living went up, my
Yeah, yeah,
mortgage
yeah.
went up. I
Yeah, yeah.
realized I had a kid. I'm like, how
Yeah.
am I going to feed them? And in that moment of despair, you suffer. And I suffered in silence for a little while.
Mm.
Uh, but I encourage people, you like listen, talk. Even
Yeah,
if
no.
it's there's so many things you could do to release that frustration or that anger or that sadness that you're going through. There are people that will listen to you. yeah, it was hard. Not gonna lie. With all
No,
the
it definitely is, man.
ups,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, with all the ups you
yeah,
get, there comes downs as well. And like it's like
yeah,
how do you deal with it? I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
you had some great ones, bro. So have you started to move in yet, or
Nearly,
yeah?
nearly. So yeah, the house is nearly done. Yeah, so we've done all of on our side. So we're just waiting for the sellers to finish up their end. But
Congratulations, dude.
hopefully January. So fingers crossed, because then I can set up like a nice man cave and don't have to
Yeah.
Ellie's office in her parents' house.
Good on you. No, it's amazing, bro. It's a journey, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
not many people really talk about like, how what it's like to get a mortgage in a house. It is
yeah.
hard, man.
It's confusing. Why did they not tell you this at school, man? Like what what is going on? I had no idea. Like, oh yeah, I'll learn Pythag and trigonometry, but don't know how to apply for a mortgage. Great, cheers, thanks. I've got not going to big myself up, but I've got a degree in history and a master's in history. Not one time was there ever a conversation about applying for a mortgage.
It's tough, isn't it? Bro, I'm the same as you, bro. When we got into this, I don't think I love reading. I love reading comic
Yeah,
books. I love reading
yeah, yeah.
books, as
Mm.
as you do. But that came up, bro. There was some terminology in that contract that I was like, what the fuck does this mean? I'm
Yeah.
speaking to wifey. She's like, Kibbs, I have no idea what that is. Like, you're speaking to relatives. Like, I'm asking my dad, and my dad was like, I don't know. They've changed it. Like,
Yeah,
I bought this house
yeah,
like 30 years ago. And I'm like, he
yeah,
goes, there wasn't even much on that contract. You've got 20 pages to go through.
yeah.
The banks were just giving out money. That's why we got the
Yeah, yeah,
house.
that's
But
it. Yeah,
now you have to kind of like
oh, it's brutal.
it
Yeah,
was it's
yeah,
horrendous, bro. But I'm glad you got through it. So
yeah. Nearly.
you're right though. Like,
Yeah, I'm not going to count my lucky stars until I've got the keys in my hand. I
mm,
pull it in the door, and
no,
it
of
works.
course, no, definitely. Well, you will, bro. You definitely will because like yeah, it's insane, bro. Schools, education system, please put that in there now so that later on
Yeah,
my daughters know how to get a house because
exactly.
dude, that
Because
was like
she's only going to ask you, and then it's going to have changed again, like you asking your dad.
exactly that. It's a difficult one. It's a difficult one. So, bro, before like I was gonna say like before I wrap up, and as always, like I'm always thankful for having your support on the channels as well, bro. And
Mm.
I wanted to personally, me and my brother wanted to personally thank you as well.
Oh no, that's all
Uh,
right, guys.
it's always amazing, and we'd love to do more episodes with you as well when it comes to the movie making
Mm.
world and things that come out. We would like to say like, what are you like? What's your plans for like with Aaron J Watches, bro? Like, where do you want to go to next? Like, is there like what's your plans, bro? Come on, we want to share it
I
with the world.
think, yeah, I think my plans is to constantly grow it. Like it's
Yeah.
been growing ever since. Like I know, like I need to put like a bit more work into it, and then like because I always see the outcome. So when I put more work, so say if I do like a month, so like November and December have been quite busy, and like with the Aaron J Watches stuff, and then also like just before the summer was really busy, and you always see like a spike. Like everything's
Mm.
growing. Like as you can probably testify to this, Instagram is a pain to grow these days.
Yeah. No.
Absolute pain. Absolute pain. No point even trying half the time.
No.
But like TikTok is so good to grow, and I seem to have like a really good audience for that. And I think the idea realistically is to get to a point where I am like yourself, where you've got to the point where you're now sitting down with like directors and actors and
Mm.
stuff like that, and just doing interviews and stuff like that with them and chatting to them, and just yeah, and just exposing myself to the wider film audience, I guess.
Nice. No, that's good. I mean,
Yeah.
bro, as you said, TikTok is a great community there.
Mm. Yeah,
Like
yeah,
and like interaction's good. People talk to you. People
yeah, yeah,
comment. The engagement is really good. Instagram, I've got to say, Instagram has really. I think in the past 2 years has fallen off. Like we put
yeah,
content on there,
massively.
but we realized that TikTok has a better audience and people
Yeah,
interact with us. People want to talk to us about stuff. Most of my guests that I had this year were through TikTok,
yeah,
and
yeah,
it was like other movie lovers as well, which is amazing. And there's a little community on there that where we all go to the screenings together. Sometimes
yeah,
every
yeah,
time
yeah.
you come down, I end up missing you. Uh,
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's normally because I'm always there really early because obviously I'm like, oh god, I have to put a day off and get, and I'm like, well, I've got to spend all the money to get up to London, so I might as well make a day off. of it. And then
Yeah.
like obviously for yourself, it's not too far of a travel, so you like leave it to like a good timing. Whereas I've
Yeah.
probably been sat down in the cinema for half an hour, and then I see you walking. Like, oh, there he is.
No, definitely. I think New Year, bro. If we definitely liaise and we'll catch up at the
Yeah,
next screening
definitely.
and stuff. But like, it's amazing to see your journey. It's amazing to see. I love your quirky videos, bro, and keep
Yeah.
like tagging us in them because I love responding back to them because we need like creative. Like I think when it comes to what we do, we need more creativity into it and like what you can do
Yeah.
as well with it because I think you've done some great ones and I think yeah, continue that, bro. And as you know, what we usually say, bro,
No,
do
thanks,
do
man.
do
Yeah.
do what you do,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
people, it will come. Build it and they will come, bro.
Yeah,
Build it and they will
exactly,
come, bro.
exactly,
Build it and they
exactly,
will
exactly.
come. Where can the listeners find you, bro? Tell
Yeah,
them.
so literally, it's literally everywhere. I know I've just like shit on Instagram, but you can find me on Instagram. So yeah, basically everywhere. So Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Or sorry, X now, isn't it?
Yes.
And in the future, YouTube. YouTube is coming. I have started to do some stuff. But yes, all under the handle of Aaron J Watches.
Awesome. No, listen, bro. Loving the journey. I know I'm going to see more of you in the new year when we come to screenings. I know there's a
Yeah,
couple this week, and I've just kind of been like, oh, you're killing
I've
me.
yeah, I've got a possible one this week as well. But it's interesting
Yeah,
one. So yeah,
yeah, same. I think I got that same
yeah,
email this morning, so I need to
yeah.
double check and see if I can make it.
Okay.
And it's like that last bit of before Christmas, isn't it? So
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
like I want that time, the downtime, bro. After
Yeah,
all the
yeah, yeah.
editing I've done the past couple of days, I don't want to look at a laptop or a PC for at
No.
least 2 weeks. But my brother's coming down from Dubai, so he was like,
Oh, nice.
"Kids,
Oh, good.
yeah, so we're
Okay.
gonna spend Christmas together." So he said, "Yeah, let's do some episodes live." I was like, "Bro, I do not want to do nothing during Christmas, please." Like he's so bang on it, but I love him to bits. He energizes this. He, to be honest, he does his work from where he's at in
Yeah.
Dubai, and he edges me on because he was like, "Kibbs, I know you love this shit, bro. I know you love this, bro." And it's true, I do. I absolutely adore it. I get to talk to friends. I get to talk
Yeah.
to well recently movie people, and it's like this
Yeah.
is insane. Like, and
It's
that's
crazy.
I just want to let people listeners know that if you genuinely just enjoy and love what you do and you do it for
Mm.
yourself because it's content that you watch back, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
It's what you watch back. If you
Yeah,
enjoyed
yeah, yeah.
it,
Yeah.
then that's I think that's the key thing to it. If you enjoyed
Mm.
doing that video or TikTok or Instagram video and you enjoyed it, I think that should be the gratification because I think we've come to a point now where we're seeking validation. And I think I want
I
people to
agree. Yeah.
I kind of want people to move away from that because if you enjoy your own videos, bro, that's your own legacy there, bro, because that's
Yeah.
your kids, your grandkids, they have this
Yeah. That's
catalog
it. Yeah.
of
Yeah, exactly.
cringe.
Yeah.
They'll have
Yeah, yeah.
cringe.
It's cringe, but what I always think, whenever I do mine and when I see yours, you're unapologetically yourself, and I think that's the key thing. I think you have to
Exactly.
be like if you're not yourself, people will just see through it in the end. You might get big eventually and do something, but eventually it will all come down if you're just trying to be someone else. Just be yourself.
Exactly. Oh, bless you. Look at this. Aaron
Yeah.
dropping the bars. Aaron dropping the bars. I'm telling you, be yourself. Honestly, that's the amazing part. That's a clip. That's going to be a clip for
Deal.
social media for you guys. I'm telling you. Aaron, massive thank you for the time, bro.
No, thanks for having me, mate. I'm sorry it's taken so long to get on it,
Don't
but
be, don't be.
I've loved it, mate. And we'll do it again. We'll just do it again.
Yes, we will definitely. We'll pencil it in. We get it done again. We will see each other at the next screening. I'm gonna message
Deal.
you after to find out if that's the
Yeah,
same one
yeah,
that we're
yeah.
talking about.
I was gonna say, yeah.
And then we'll go from there. And then if you're coming down, because I think I'm off from Wednesday onwards. So,
Cool, perfect. Yeah,
bro, have a wonderful Christmas, bro.
yeah. You too, man.
Yeah, have a great time. Thank you for your time again, guys. Make sure you follow him. All his links are in the description box. And if you're listening on the podcast, guys, it's in the description as well. Check it out. There's a Q&A that I put out every week on Spotify, guys. Join in if you want to see more episodes like this. And comment. It's so important. It gives us engagement. Let us know what you would like us to talk about.